I believe that means we are live, and if it isn't, then, well, y'all come in somewhere in the middle of all of this, and, well, you'll figure it out. Anyway, hi, I'm Woat. Joining me in the booth, we've got Edgeworth, who's busy fixing the title and all that good stuff so that, y'all know what you're actually watching, because this is not Dragon Warrior Randomizer. This is the Final Fantasy I Randomizer Irongol Heavymetal Championship match between number 7 rafehatescaleb and the unranked but heavily respected Crab Cakes. And as you can see, this is an 8-fighter match set for one fall. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the beginning and the end of it. These two are running with 4 fighters each. It's going to be entertaining. So yeah, Edgeworth, are you excited? Because I'm excited.
I'm excited to see how many times people accidentally check the Black Magic Shop.
Oh, they are almost certainly going to check the Black Magic Shop way too many times. That is an inevitability of history.
But possibility of an early tail and good white magic also important.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
And Caleb has some questionable eggs on his side, it seems.
I mean, I'm more interested in that egg named Maya, but either way, I believe you are holding the gate up, so whenever you're ready to go, I think we can dive into the flags as we go.
And they're off.
Alrighty. Because yeah, I didn't actually look at what kind of a train wreck these two put together because I had the fullest confidence that it would be both train and wrecky.
That's what we're about to find out here. So in the weapon shop we got blurst weapons, lots of scimitars, so that is going to be a pretty hot pickup.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, blurst weapons I think are my favorite, flag that isn't actually in live yet, but is amazing.
Oh, hey, no life too. Good luck.
I mean, the good news is with 4 fighters, I mean, how often are you going to die?
Probably as often as normally.
It's not like these two set enemy stats to 200% clamped and boss stats to 230 clamped or anything.
No, I mean, I'm sure Garland's going to be a cakewalk.
Garland's never the thing you worry about when you... Just now saw Caleb's map sprite.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's going to be one of those races, isn't it?
Sort of a back and forth kind of race.
I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Yeah. But forwards or backwards, who knows?
You know that we can all hear you smiling every time that you bust one of those out, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the point.
But yeah, otherwise, honestly, these flags are not too weird. Aside from the 4 forced fighters and the whatchamacallit, blurst weapons and the clamping, otherwise this is fairly straightforward as far as seeds go. It's actually pretty similar to Sky Week in our main tournament.
Oh, there is a black shirt. Oh, happy day. We're in there.
But yeah, so for the folks at home who aren't looking at chat, just as a quick rundown of what we're dealing with here, blurst weapons in particular are the tricky part. What you are looking at are... Oh wow, pro rings are +5?
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Who needs gloves?
Yeah, no, that's as good as a hand armor can be in every conceivable way. And we got Ruby and Rod from the King and Princess, so that's also good. But anyway, to actually finish the sentence I started, essentially every piece of equipment in the game has a +2 to -5 applied to it. If it's a weapon, that's for every point. It's like a 2-point adjustment to attack, a 3-point adjustment to hit percent, and a 1-point adjustment to crit percent. And for armor, it's a 2-point adjustment for body armor, 1-point adjustment for everything else. So what all of that means is essentially a +5 weapon gets a +10 to attack, a +15 to attack, to hit percent, and so on and so forth. And for armor, same thing. Body armor has a -10 to +10 swing. Everything else is a -5 to +5 swing in terms of defense and evade penalty, and it's all well and good. And that ship is not sailing backwards, Caleb. I am disappointed.
Yeah, this seed brought to you by Fifth Element, re-released on Blu-ray, I guess.
What did we say while I was talking that tip that prompted that?
Ruby Rod. Hey, we got +4 silver swords.
Oh yeah, no, that's nice. That's basically, if I'm not crazy, that's basically an ice sword.
Caleb having some trouble with the Mohawk man.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, so far nothing too rude. Crabcake stops to talk to the broom and then resets out. Oh, okay, we got the admin from the pirates. I didn't quite catch that when I was talking before. So not bad overall. This will be an easy check of the dwarves real quick, and then when they inevitably give us nothing, we get to go to Marsh Cave.
+5 iron helmets.
Yeah, that's... If I'm not crazy, that's basically equivalent to, like, a heal helmet. In terms of defensive power. Not in terms of the ability to heal your party. The Iron Helm does not heal your party.
Yeah, not as fun to use, but we've got cabins for 66, and were those helmets worth it, Caleb? We'll find out.
I mean, it's one of those things, you always forget to protect... People always forget you gotta protect your head. Concussions are bad.
But
what's not bad...
Ribbon's also protected against concussions.
I mean, it is hard to avoid the effects of CTE when you are also on fire, so the ribbons help there.
Crabcake's determining which of the dwarves lives or dies, playing God in the dwarf cave.
I mean, that's what NPC Guillotine does. It passes judgment. What we do see though is the tail, which means who likes Marsh Cave? Because we're going to Marsh Cave.
What could possibly go wrong down there?
Thank you, Bubsy. Thank you for making sure that our runners are jinxed. But yeah, so in this flag set, we do not have a free canal, which means that in order to actually go anywhere, you either need a canoe or to find the canal in a random chest. The runners have looked in every random chest that is not in Marsh Cave, which means that our progression's in Marsh Cave.
Well, the Hooray Dwarf just got brutally murdered, so... Hey, we have Fade also not learnable. This is a great scene. So
yeah, but we did have at least Invis 2 night accessible, so... It's not the worst case scenario, and that is +4 chain armor.
Yeah, we're pretty well set, I think. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, that's basically in-game gear. Like, you can win a seed wearing +4 chain. And that is an expensive bottle.
It's a good vintage, though. It's a very good year.
Edge, for the last time, we don't drink fairies in this household. Okay, we're not supposed to drink fairies in this household.
Yeah, that seems like a very bad idea.
So this is what it's like to commentate with me. Huh.
Hello, us.
Wow, outside of, like, the silver swords we saw in the scimitars, the weapon selection is trash.
The gold bracelets are just regular. Okay, those will never get purchased. Feels bad.
I'm just still hung up on the weapon selection that we saw.
So I'm highly amused that Marsh is required, because that means Caleb can't do his favorite gamble and probably has no idea what to do with the seed afterwards.
Well, what's really interesting, I don't think Crab Cakes actually stopped for armor in Elfland. I think she went straight into the trip to Marsh Cave. So...
Yeah, ice do not too bad in here. Usually the enemies roll low enough where you can kill everything with it.
Yeah, I mean, we do have Clamp today, so that isn't going to do them any favors, but at the very least, the Upper Marsh has not proven to have anything too robust.
Yeah, judging from those hits that she took, yeah, she's fine. There's no damage coming through, so she probably has the chain armor. And Caleb going back. What are we looking for?
Maybe maybe
Maybe wants some silver swords?
that's entirely possible. We did see that pretty big... Yeah, we saw a huge cash infusion in Dwarf Cave, so Caleb is just going to go ahead and load for bear. Like, at this point, between that chain armor and those silver swords, he's basically at endgame equipment levels in a seed that isn't blurst. So that's something that's going to at least be very handy if there is anything nasty creeping down here guarding progression.
Oh, are the B-side tiles shuffled in here?
Yes. Yes, they are.
No. Boy, hey, we got Night Learnable Life, though. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that almost makes up for the lack of, basically anything besides Invis 2 and White Magic, so, you know, 2 things. It works. But yeah, I'm not surprised that Caleb is taking a slow and steady approach to this. He has to know that he is up against someone who is extremely fast, who apparently also found the canal while I was looking at what Caleb was doing with his money.
Sure did.
But, yeah, long story short, though, like, your chances of outspeeding Crab Cakes, if you're not, you know, already fast, are pretty low. So I don't blame him for taking the approach of, I'm just not going to die, ever. And letting that kind of be the, you know, if something bad happens to Crab Cakes, then I can pull ahead just because I'll survive it. Kind of an approach.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much in the way of scripts, though. And the absorb is pretty solid this seed, so... Oh, there's paralysis touch on the scorpions, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's not great. Fortunately, once we get out of Marsh, we're really not going to see too many more scorpions. It's what, the top of Earth and some of the areas around Crescent Lake, and that's pretty much it for Scorp. Oh, and I guess the top of Volcano. So, you know, we won't see scorpions too much, except for all the places we'll see scorpions.
Oh, baby, +5 hand axes.
Value in picking up hand axes. Are we sure we aren't watching Dragon Warrior Randomizer?
Hand axe, chainmail. The best combo in the game.
Were those wolves with trance? Because that looked like wolves with trance.
Yeah.
Alright, the Titan had a chime today. So, Mirage Tower's on the table. I'm just kidding. Mirage Tower's not on the table, not with 4 fighters. Not yet, anyway.
I mean, it's not until the loose item ends up there. And yeah, CC has to deal with this unrunnable, which is kind of why I like going out the door and saving first. Yeah, this is not so good.
Well, she's at least got one person on his feet. And she does get the black shirt off. Fortunately, her black shirt wielder is the one who has managed to save against paralysis. And Caleb, taking the gamble, he's going to check the bottom of Marsh, even though he's got the canal in hand.
This is a very Caleb thing to do.
Well, again, I think this is how you have to play against Crab Cakes if you aren't comfortable playing like she does. Is you have to basically do the things you don't think she's going to do. And who had the stone gaze?
Well, it's not the zombie. Hey, there's the canoe.
That's the ghouls. Ghouls have glance. That's great. That's just fantastic. But yeah, while that was happening, Crab Cakes found a canoe from Sarda. So far, very straightforward seed.
There are lots of things to do now.
Mm-hmm. But we're gonna see if the bottom of Marsh has value. Caleb not having nearly as much trouble against arachnids so far as Crab Cakes has experienced. But I guess the good news for Caleb is this is a prime opportunity to pick up a little extra experience in a couple of your fighters. And that is a +5 silver helmet.
That's a good hat.
It's a fairly solid hat, very shiny. Oh, so remember what I said before about Caleb not seeing the bad things that arachnids are going to do? Yeah.
Well, I mean, he gets the black shirt off at least, so...
Yeah, it takes out about half of them, and gets turn order, alright.
I guess they're just stunned in awe of their fighter's statuesque physique.
I guess. Well, +2 silver gauntlet, not bad. I think we already have something better for gloves anyway, but not bad. And wow, I didn't see what happened to Crab Cakes, but it looked unpleasant.
Yeah, fish ash poison. That's also not so good.
All right, And Caleb found absolutely nothing except the knowledge that arachnids have stun touch, and the all arachnid party is in fact unrunnable. So, the REV.
Alright, engage more gambling. Crab Cake straight in the hand axe for the broadswords? Silver swords?
Silvers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't get flame swords in this game, so... Or only one of them. They're not usually for sale.
Yeah, we don't have that flag turned on today, but... Now, like I said, it's one of those things, if I'm not crazy, +4 silver sword, that's sitting at around, what, 29 attack, 30?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And let's see, you're probably looking at, I think, a 15 crit rate. 14 or 15, and then the hit percent, you know, that's gonna be good enough, I think, to get you an extra hit a round or two early. Caleb, why are you buying things? You already have the silver swords.
He's not sure which is better, the hand axe, so he's gonna buy just one of them and take a look at the old menu.
Yeah. In the meantime, Crab Cakes did pick up the herb, so that's at least going to be an easy turn-in using the ship. That she's probably hoping is going to give her a floater so that she can just go ahead, get airborne, and we are heading into Earth Cave. I have a sneaking suspicion that we're about to kill a lich on Caleb's side.
Hey, maybe the loose item is down here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or a good tile. Who knows?
And the elf prince decides, so anyway, you know how you did something Oh! Well, you called it.
Oh my god, seriously?
Yeah, alright, so, Oxio... The good news for Crab Cakes is the Oxiel is in the top of Earth Cave. So, yeah, she is at least not going to have to, like, hunt to the ends of the earth to find...
Leggy is probably so upset right now.
But the flip side to that is, if she just decides as a matter of course, I'm not going to Earth, hashtag never Earth, then this could take her a while to get to, just because we do have that chime. And a -4 opal bracelet. The chain armor remains the king.
Well, I mean, it's good to sell at least.
Yeah, I'm not actually... Let's see, opal -4, that's what,
That's basically a gold bracelet.
Yeah, let's see, because opal -4, that's what, 24? I guess it is, like, 1 point better than the, +4 chain armor. Because I think the +4 chain armor is, like, 23 absorb, and opal -4 is, 24 absorb.
Oh yeah, small optimizations.
I'm mostly impressed that Crab Cakes was able to do that calculation as fast as she did. But yeah, she is going to be coming down to ordeals and probably waterfall that Caleb has. Which is a little unfortunate. Oh, okay, that's right. Opal's 34. As JLo7 is pointing out in chat, it's actually 26 versus 23. So. And, sorry, Vorpal fans. We're not using it today.
The Excalibur. Vorpal's already cursed.
But when it's -5 Vorpal, that is double cursed. But yeah, we have all these people who can go look up stat blocks instead of having to actually watch the race, giving us the deets in chat on exactly how the blurst effects are affecting that opal versus the chain.
Well, it's great. We don't have to do math on stream.
I mean, I would just argue that what we're doing is arithmetic. I just don't have the numbers in front of me because I didn't memorize this entire game. I have a life.
Are you deliberately antagonizing the audience?
Yes.
I mean, I suppose for the Irongol, we do deserve a good heal there.
I mean, yeah, if you don't have a heel announcer, then are you really a proper championship?
When was the last time I saw silver swords in FFR? Like every scene.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. Silver swords, until you actually find good weapons, are, you know, good enough. They'll get you through probably, what, volcano or ice cave? You probably want something better before you start doing anything past ordeals, but, yeah, it'll get you pretty far.
Oh god, we have filthy mummies again.
Okay, just as a quick aside, have we seen non-filthy mummies since the spring tournament started? It seems like every seed I watch, mummies have something awful. Also, I see that chat is popping for a +5 wear sword.
King hat.
And more arachnids. Wear 5, though, still not quite as good as that silver sword, but we'll make do.
Is there a plus symbol in the character set for FFR?
Don't actually think there is. I think that's part of the issue. Don't think there's actually in the character library for the game. Like I'm sitting here just trying to think of where it would even come in. Yeah, I think that would be the big obstacle there, is we don't actually have pluses.
Yeah, I mean, some things about this game just don't add up.
I'm trying to figure out if that was supposed to be a double pun or not.
Sometimes.
I'm glad you figured out what I was honing in on. Meanwhile, I see that both runners have resorted to frozen stream strats, but we'll get this fixed quickly enough. If Dark Moon knows what's good for him. There we go.
Just turn it on and off again.
Yeah, no, Chibato. One of the conditions of this race that both of them agreed, 4 forced fighters. So, we do have life that is night learnable, along with Invis 2, and yeah, this concludes the things that that white magic has for the knights. So we're likely to see Caleb follow the same route Crab Cakes did, but he's going to be able to potentially at least stick his head into Sea Shrine. Alternatively, he may opt to go to Volcano and pick up more experience. third alternative, he is going to leave and do something else, but...
Lots of options.
Yeah, it's one of those things, yeah, he could opt to do the Volcano Ice Cave if he doesn't feel like his knights can handle what sea could potentially throw at him. He could take the approach of, you know what, I've got some pretty good equipment. I can probably win a few fights in sea and get up to speed pretty quick. You know, after making my trips to Waterfall and Ordeals to potentially have a little more key item bonus experience going on. And yeah, Cheese, Caleb found a loose Oxyel on Earth. Yeah, in the top right chest. So, basically... Yeah, Crabcakes needs to hope she does not find a cube. Anytime soon.
So big.
Because, yeah, right now, the main thing that's making sure that Crabcakes will find that Oxyale, you know, in a timely fashion is the fact that really, unless she decides to make plays into Ice Cave and Volcano before going to Earth Cave, her only other option is Mirage Tower at this point, and that's not very deep. So she needs to not find the cube, is what I'm saying. But yeah, outside of that, it does look like Caleb's at least going to go so far as to turn in the herb, and we'll see where he takes it from there. We know that if he decides, I'll come back for that when I have a key or something, he isn't going to be losing out on too much aside from a few points of absorb. And Crabcake's going out of her way to kill bats. So, take that as you will.
It's probably something we've all thought of doing at one point.
But yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's why NPC Guillotine exists. The bats and, like, the two guys with mohawks and that one dude in Lefane who really doesn't think you need to cross the bridge.
Just engaging in some friendly batricide.
That one was a reach, Edge. And that one was a reach.
I'm just kind of winging it here.
Okay, see, that's better. That's better. That one you can kind of just leave hanging up.
Low-hanging fruit bat. I'm gonna let you have this round. That was good. Caleb? Caleb? You floated past multiple rivers, and you have a canoe. Come on, man. Sometimes it's not about the destination, it's the journey.
Okay, it was Gerwolves that have trance.
Yeah, see, he couldn't remember who had that, so he had to find out for himself.
So, Crabcake's not quite... Okay, she's gonna go turn this crown now. I'm hoping that Caleb remembers he has a canoe. Oh, but that was what Crabcakes didn't want to see. Okay, Caleb having to actually check a couple...
I have to actually do work? This is terrible.
Yeah. I'm hoping that Caleb remembers he has a canoe, though. But yeah. So... Crab cakes. Not going to Earth Cave. Possibly going to, dive a bunch of dungeons that don't have Oxyale. Possibly going to be looking for 2 loose items for a while.
Well,
Caleb might not know he has a boat.
You know, that's certainly going to equalize things from finding that early loose item.
Yeah. Like, the thing about finding loose items like that, beyond just the, oh, okay, I'm not having to hunt down this specific item. The big advantage it gives is if your opponent finds the other loose item early on, you're likely to find that other loose item too, pretty quickly. Except if you found the item they didn't, you know that you don't have to open that many more boxes. They don't. Okay, I'm at least gonna go to Waterfall. But yeah, Spellzap, we found a lot of +5 armor items on decent enough equipment where that +5 is meaningful.
Is he gonna go to Waterfall? Does he remember he has the canoe?
I mean, with any luck, he'll accidentally step on a river tile and feel like an idiot. He does at least remember he has Oxyale, but yeah, Crab Cakes is about to at least visit the base of the Sky Cave. Oh! Thank you, Ragnarok. You're right. Caleb never actually went to Sarda. That's where we got the canoe from.
So
Why did I think he had the canoe?
No ruby turn in?
No, he went straight to Earth Cave, got the Oxyale, and left. Okay, I'm just gonna point out, ETAP, Edge at no point corrected me on the subject. So, you know what? You don't get to single me out. We both screwed that one up.
I looked at the tracker. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then how come at no point you say, "What? He doesn't have the canoe yet"? All those times I was saying Caleb forgot he has the canoe.
Because it's more fun that way.
I'm not sure I'm the heel commentator anymore. But yeah, to address the question in chat, this was one of the conditions they agreed to in Crab Cake's challenge, Caleb, was just 4 forced fighters. This wasn't a draft or anything, they just both wanted to do this.
This isn't a draft. This is a car wreck.
But yeah, Caleb at least is going to be able to check mermaids. And the worst thing that we could see down here for Crab Cakes would be the other loose item. Alright.
No. Light -2 feels bad.
I mean, fortunately, the blessed and cursed properties do not extend to the spells that items cast. Oh, we have someone who hasn't seen Blurst weapons before. So the long and short of it, Philbringer, is that every piece of equipment in the game has an adjustment between -5 and +5, and That in turn acts on the equipment stats to make weapons either hit harder or weaker, and armor more defensive or less defensive. And I'll spare the folks who watch the VOD the second explanation of how it works, but suffice it to say, that Sun plus 5 is stupidly good.
Endgame weapon?
Yeah. Now it's a Sun Sword swinging for what, 42 attack?
Yeah, and a higher crit rate than Xcal, so...
So clearly this is a seed I rolled.
I mean, I wasn't gonna roll it. It's a pro cap, but you can't wear it on your head.
A +0 defense sword, +4 ribbon.
Oh, jackpot.
That is nice. Honestly, I would be strapping that defense sword on right now. Even like a vanilla defense sword is still going to be better, I think, than a wear +5 if I'm not crazy.
It's too heavy. They can't hold it yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, in my defense, I woke up from like a 3-hour nap and realized that I agreed to commentate this thing about a half hour beforehand. So I cannot be held responsible for the things that come out of my mouth. No, I'm gonna take credit for that one. Yeah, so it looks like Caleb has decided he's just going to full clear, Sea Shrine.
Caleb, you can run from this!
Yeah.
Just look at the menu!
In all fairness, that is a very new, feature. The whole, actually being able to run away from these encounters.
Those aren't red D's at all!
So what I'm hearing is confused old man, even more confused than normal.
Unless I'm like red-green colorblind or something.
Oh no, Crabcake says the palette shuffle on. Like those suckers were gray. But
Door glitch.
yeah, that is a feature in beta though. Is normally you can't run from with Sahag or Sahag fight, but I can't remember who. But someone did go in and actually decoupled those, so that you no longer are forced to fight every Sahag pack in Sea Shrine because the pirates are unrunnable.
Alright, so far Sky, not too lucrative here. But CCC also not very lucrative either, minus a very powerful Sun Sword.
I mean, the Sun Sword kind of pays for itself in a lot of ways. I mean, it would also be a lot more lucrative if the Sea Trolls didn't have a hilarious amount of health. But yeah, I think the main thing Crabcakes is going to get out of this sky trip, at least from what we've seen so far, is experience. Assuming she doesn't bump into anything that horribly murders her party. And she did find the defense sword, as Ragnarok's pointing out, so that's two things.
I guess that's right in her defense.
I already made that joke. Okay. Chad, do you want to get on the mic instead, since you apparently remember everything that they've picked up? Yeah, she also found a ribbon, I forgot about that.
+4 ribbon.
Yeah. Which, you know, any plussing on a ribbon's good. And any minusing on a ribbon you just accept because it's still a ribbon.
Crowdsource tracking the next generation.
Hopefully Caleb remembers that he needs to shuffle some equipment around on that front fighter.
I am getting kind of concerned about the heal potion total on CC's side.
What's she sitting at?
44.
Yeah, that's a couple of bad spells away from being a problem.
I mean, it's the 9-packs on the next floor and the whiz vamps that I'm kind of worried about.
Mm-hmm. But she does find her incentive floater for her trouble.
Hey, that's a pretty good item.
Mm-hmm. Of course, she has to get it out of here, which, we know she doesn't have exit because, duh. Well, Lavkin, the thing is it depends on how long it takes Caleb to find that floater versus how long it takes Cece to decide to go to Earth. Also, one thing that I did forget about with regard to Sky, guess who we get to see, Edge?
Oh, is that mandatory?
Yep. So, yeah, it's one of those things we may see Crabcase clean out Sky 3 and then go all the way back. Oh, that giant +4 is not a bad pickup either, though.
That is a giant sword.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Oh boy, here's left side.
Also known as Caleb gets to fight even more ghosts.
Well, at least he has double light axes for this. Oh,
Yeah.
Never mind. They're huge. Good luck.
Nah, he's fought several packs of these already. He knows what he's in for. And yeah, Crabcakes doesn't even go to Sky 3. She is going to at least get her loot out. Probably go to restock on heal potions after getting her airship, too.
A good time for an ambush on her side.
You just want to see her forced to climb all the way back up to Sky 2 again, don't you?
No. I've been there. Doesn't feel good.
Now, she should be through the worst of it at this point. I don't think we saw anything on the way down or the way up that proved particularly threatening.
Yeah, unless the guards finally show up and have something awful, she should be alright.
Well, speak of the devil. And they have nothing.
Elzilshu.
And I think the only problem she might run into... She'll get out and save, yeah. Like, the only thing I could see her running into is, like, if Ari and Kilos are unrunnable, and then, like... But she's just going to encounter Manipulate to avoid that problem entirely. So, she is out of the Sky Palace with her reward, and she is going to go get her airship.
Also a billion levels, too.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb's not exactly slacking in the level department either. He's a little bit behind because he's been stuck with fights that aren't nearly as lucrative. But
Oh, the legendary cloth 4. No, make room for it.
oh hey, a sandworm. But yeah, so Caleb, you know, obviously checking every chest because he knows there's a second loose out there. And it is giving him a chance to pick up some levels. He's already 16 on all 4 of his characters. How big is Crab Cakes right now?
I think it's around 20. Yeah.
Yeah, 3-man going through most of Sky. That sounds about right. So, the good news is, yeah, for Caleb, the good news is he's not really lagging behind on experience in spite of everything. Because, you know, Sky is less lucrative than, or C is less lucrative than Sky, but he's also, you know, taking a lot of fights that have a little extra, you know, fixed XP going on. Anyway, Crab Cakes got class change during that pause.
Uh-oh. The... Rest in peace, Dragon.
I mean, it was inevitable. Oh, hi, ghouls. Bye, ghouls. Hi, Ice Shield +2. Man, this would be a really good seed if you had a thief. And not the tail.
You're
that's
not
what-
afraid of me? Then I'm impressed, Murders Dragon.
Alright, so Caleb has checked everything except fighting Kraken, and turned out some decent armor, but nothing really aside from that Sun Sword and those light axes.
You know, resetting murder doesn't actually help. And I think Caleb just flushed all that experience down the toilet. So.
I think he did, you're right. Okay, so yeah, all he got out of that was a couple of axes and a really shiny sword. Not the worst thing, but that's gonna put him a little behind the 8 ball in terms of getting that XP. Anyway, it's back to Sarda. It's like going back to the future. But, you know, instead it's an old guy who lives in a cave.
Alright, so CC can turn in the bottle now. you can actually see some progress.
Maybe.
All right, well, Caleb didn't save the entire run, so welcome back to going all the way back down, Rack.
Oh, I didn't notice Ruse there before either.
Yeah,
So.
it's a pretty good level.
Mm-hmm. So for the folks wondering what the exact flags they are racing are, I'll just drop this into chat. You'll have to copy and paste because there's an exclamation point in there. But it's basically the flags for this week in the spring tournament, with a couple of wrinkles because Caleb and Carrot Cakes enjoy misery.
I mean, it's a good movie.
You're not wrong. Like I can't dispute that, but we do get a crystal from the fairy.
As much as you'd like to, not happening.
But yeah, so Caleb is now going to collect all of these nice things that he really wanted, 30 minutes ago when I thought that he had it.
That, I wouldn't eat that steak. That looks like that is well past the sell-by date.
And I don't want to know what happened to those frost wolves.
The Tiamat Frost Wolves. How long did it take you to make it? What?
My PB, about 4 minutes.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Ragnarok, very loudly announcing that Caleb has the canoe. Did he stop off to murder an innocent bat?
No, he's just nothing haired in the rumpus room.
Well, we've at least acquired the ancient and powerful Thor -3 hammer from the Lithanians. Which is actually useful in this seed because, guess what we don't have?
Ah, the mini Mjolnir.
You know, Edge, if you keep reaching like that, you're going to wind up Thor in the... Like, I do appreciate that low-key pun, but... I think that you need to step it up a tier. Anyway, if I'm any judge, Caleb's heading back to Earth Cave to go ahead and clear it out.
Hey, maybe the second loose item is in there.
We'll see. But yeah, we did see a power bonk -1 from Matoya, so... We now know that all of our incentive locations and that last loose item are things we probably need. And by probably, I mean definitely. But the bright side is when Crabcakes opens the box here in Ice Cave, we will have complete information about what the other loose item is. And
Or
no,
Caleb's just gonna go Mode Earth. Okay.
Crabcakes does not have the loose item yet, or the Sun Sword yet. That was in Sea Shrine.
But we have no idea what Mazmune and Vorpal, or excuse me, Mazmune and Excal have, and they're still out there.
I'm gonna guess we have an Excal -3 and a Vorpal -2.
Oh, I think we've already seen Vorpal -5.
No, I mean, I meant Mazda -2.
Yeah. I'm gonna laugh so hard if Caleb finds it and it turns out to be floaterless. That's possible, but
No, it is, because Gaia and Lefane, all they had were items. The Power Bonk and... Oh, no, yeah. The Fairy had the crystal led to the Power Bonk -1, and Lefane had the Thor's Hammer.
oh,
You
okay.
don't need the floater for this seed. And anyway, welcome to the Wolf Rave. As you can see, DJ Wolf is making sure that we've got plenty of flashing lights. And there's our loose key.
All right.
So, here's the question of your crab cakes. Do you chase those key lock locations down before you go to Earth?
That is crack on Frostwolves.
Well, she has to make this ice play regardless, Eternal Newbie. There is an incentive location in here, and at this point, she knows that the incentive item has to be a required item. So she had to come here at some point. And we know that that's going to be the loot, since she just found the key.
I never like making ice plays, just sometimes you have to.
Yeah, it was Astos who had the cube.
Well, minus the Zeus Gauntlet, we found all the spellcasting items already, so good stuff.
Oh, yeah. And the Mad Pony Herd here to remind us that just because it's B-side spike tiles doesn't mean that it's actually worth fighting. Also, I don't think Caleb skipped those chests. I think he did actually go deeper into Earth Cave for the last time he was here. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just he didn't grab the bottom 3, so he was skipping some chests and checking some others.
Yeah. Anyway, here's Lich.
Undead ink, huh?
That sounds incredibly disturbing. Like, does he write "get out" on the walls with it?
I don't know, maybe it's just oil.
That That's worse. Anyway, Caleb lights our first orb.
Orb.
Honk. On the bright side, that mage the mage staff +4 that Crabcake's found is going to be really handy in getting her out of Ice Cave. All right, so here's the real question: what does Caleb do now?
Everything that Cece did about 20 minutes ago.
Or everything that she did about 10 minutes ago. He's going to Ice Cave.
Well, this is an exciting play.
Crown was the vendor item in Elfland, Eternal Newbie. So, Crabcakes was able to buy it with all of that delicious I went to Sky Palace money.
Yeah,
oh no.
Bottle. Yeah, it was bottle.
Where was the crown then?
Ordeals.
Okay. Fine. You guys are right. We do need to get Otherwote in here. That guy's on the ball.
Not what.
No, Otherwote. You know, the guy that usually does co-commentary with me.
Oh, the woat without the goatee.
No, all woats have goatees. That's a multiversal constant.
So you're all evil then?
Yeah. You're just now figuring this out, Edge?
I mean, maybe the good ones are just evil on accident.
I mean, that's just this side of entirely likely. But the good news is Crabcakes is out of Ice Cave with her loot and her key. So the great question of when will she go to Earth continues.
I mean, after checking crown chest. It's just the evil one has the goatee growing on top of the goatee. You just can't tell. The katana -3. This is the it's a pretty big FU for.
Yeah, no, this is a woat seed. The best sword you're going to find is the Sun Sword, +5.
It should have just.
Congratulations, you're woat now. And yeah, no, that was a pro ring +5.
Yeah, and I was wondering why she dumped a pro ring +5 off of the bottom knight, but it appears that the bottom knight is just being used as a clothing rack.
It's entirely possible that was Dragon Armor with no modifier. We already saw that Opal Armor didn't get a modifier either, so... Because you can roll +0s for stuff. It's just not super common. Because, you know, it's 1 out of 11 possibilities.
Alright, Caleb goes down the chute and finds a loot.
He did grab the key. Okay, yeah, on our tracker I see he did grab the keys, so... That will not prove to be Caleb's downfall today.
Silver Axe +4.
Okay, at this point, I think the seed is just having a laugh.
Have we seen what the cat claw rolled? Was it neutral?
I think it might have been neutral, or it might have been like neutral or +1 or something, because I don't remember it being particularly remarkable, but I do know we saw it. And chat is divided on what it was. So Spellzap is saying it was +0 in Carnaria, so Spellzap is way better at this game than I am, so I trust him.
I mean, average it out and just be -0.5. No, we've got already now. I was wondering if Caleb made it through so fast, and oh yeah, just no. There's crack wolves. Down like bowling pins.
So anyway, welcome to Solo Fighter Strats with rafehatescaleb.
That very questionable egg now gets a nice set of equipment. That second ribbon. All right, cool.
And pay no mind to what you are seeing on the in the chat there. Our restreamer today is Dark Moon, and our tracker is Ragnarok 784. So yeah, Cube was at Astos.
It's all right though. Lord of the Sith is a cool dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is one of those things. I'm not complaining about who Android is claiming is handling restream and tracking duties. I'm just trying not to mislead the people. But yeah, good old Egg is continuing to fight their way out of Ice Cave. And is going to have a nice river trip ahead of him.
Is that intended to be just the Tim Allen noise for the character name?
I don't know. Why do you think I understand anything Caleb does? Like, just on a day-to-day basis?
I mean, you work with him more than I do.
That doesn't mean I... Okay. If the roles were reversed and I was for some god-awful reason racing crab cakes, would you expect him to understand anything I did? No. I don't even understand why I do the things I do.
I'd expect him to at least pretend.
Yeah, I don't have the energy to even pretend like I understand Caleb sometimes.
Yeah, maybe you should listen to his podcast. You get some insights that way.
I'm not going to comment on that because he might watch this VOD back and find out I don't listen to his podcast.
Well, too late.
I mean, I didn't confirm or deny. I just said, you know, he might find out if I don't. I might listen to his podcast, and I'm just, you know, trying to be humble about it. Who knows? It's a mystery to everyone, Edge. Mystery.
Except to Caleb when he watches this back.
Well, if he has a problem with it, he can challenge me to honorable combat and Irongol.
Oh, there we go. How do you like 4 black belts?
The way I feel about it is he can challenge me. I'm not going to accept, but he can absolutely challenge me.
I mean, that's how I've kept my number 5 ranking.
I thought that was through a combination of the spring tournament suspending decay, like status decay, and pretty much just that.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Anyway, Caleb has
having work schedules.
Caleb has successfully dragged his entire party back from Ice Cave single-handedly. Egg is now their leader, on the firm foundation of all of you died like cowards, and I have all the experience now.
Rune +1. So yeah, that Sun Sword is looking pretty pivotal right about now. Being
Called it.
-4. The -2. Alright, good luck.
Like, that's still a really good sword, but,
It's basically Xcal with no bonuses. It feels bad.
I think that, I mean, the crit rate's still worth, but,
The crit rate is 1%, but it's actually 4%. Yeah, worse. So it's only 6%. It's 1% better than Xcal vanilla.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, Sun Sword for life, yo.
Yeah, Sun Sword is the king of the scene right now. But we gotta finish. We gonna finish C now, Caleb. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what his plan is right now. Oh, he hasn't been to Ordeals yet, and we do find a white shirt -2.
Like, is he just rolling dice at this point?
I guess he's operating on the assumption that, you know, if I don't know what I'm doing, then crab cakes can't anticipate what I'm doing.
I mean, is there like a Nash equilibrium that you can find for FFR round?
I mean, I would point out that game theory is a form of math edge, and he is live on Twitch.
I mean, that's not going to stop him at all. I mean, he went 4 fighters versus crab cakes. I don't think math is going to scare him.
Spellzap offering the theory that Caleb is actually just using the coin flip bot on the Discord. He is not, but... And yes, I did feel obligated to go check. What are you giggling about now?
Check the match room.
All right. Oh, they're just flipping coins. You started them flipping coins. For those of you who don't have access to the race room, which will be everyone, Edgeworth flipped a coin, it landed on tails. Crabcakes flipped a coin, Caleb flipped a coin, it landed on tails. Caleb flipped the coin again, and it landed on heads. Crabcakes accused him of scuffing the coin. Ragnarok flipped the coin as well, and it landed on heads.
Yeah, it's broken now.
For those of you who haven't joined us in our Discord, first of all, come join us in the Discord. But second of all, you will discover that one of the most popular pastimes in Final Fantasy Randomizer's community, outside of actually playing Final Fantasy I Randomizer, is flipping virtual coins. Because reasons.
I was gonna say these the ice swords aren't doing a lot of work, and then the Min-Mune just hit for like 400 damage. So maybe we'll get through the scary fight. There we go.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's an ice sword +1 is still not great. But yeah. Anyway, Carrie's dead.
Yeah, the game changer is -4 today, or -5.
It's
Yeah,
-5.
either way. Yeah, it's so bad. It's like not even ironically Power Glove bad.
But Caleb is still swinging it, I guess, on the basis of, that crit chance is still worth it. Oh yeah, no, it rolled hard into the minuses. Yeah, the Vorpal is the game changer. And then the game clincher, the Bane Sword, is at -4. I mean, you'll see people swing the Bane Sword occasionally sometimes. Like, it is a very good sword. It's just, you usually find a better sword by the time you found it.
It's better than the X-Cal versus Chaos. It has twice as much crit rate.
Mm-hmm. Crab Cake's either frozen or pausing to contemplate her life choices. Not entirely sure which.
We're flipping more coins, probably.
No, she isn't.
At least not here.
Okay, no, she had to pause to take care of something real quick, but
Take care of some coins.
if you people have the ability to flip coins in real life and still insist on using the bot, I have questions.
Listen, some of us like our RNG poor, okay?
But yeah, Caleb heading back to finish what he started in Sea Shrine. He just needs to go straight to Kraken. This will not take him very long. So, alright. Here's the thing. If Caleb goes straight to, Sky after this, Pete doesn't have very much left to do.
He also doesn't have a cube.
Okay, so here's the thing. If Caleb goes to Ordeals after this, he doesn't have very much left to do after he gets that cube and then goes back to Mirage. But, regardless, Crab Cakes is going to find that Oxyale here in the next, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, depending on how much of an obstacle, Warmech turns out to be. Also, Egg is dead. Egg is your new leader. And here CC is finally finding another ribbon +4. Let's see where she picked up that other ribbon +4. It looked like she had 3 of them.
2 of them in Sky.
God, she's going to be insufferable with the sky chances.
I mean, when you execute as well as her, you can make the mathematically correct plays.
I'm not sure this is the mathematically correct play. I think this is she needs the Oxyale and knows it's loose.
Yeah, she has to do this anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest hurdle I could see for crab cakes at this point is if she decides to check the Earth 1 chests last, which I doubt she'll do. Just because she knows as soon as she finds that Oxyale, she's in go mode, and the time spent opening those first floor chests are worth not having to open any other boxes in Earth.
Alright, meanwhile, we have... Is this just plain Excalibur?
No, it's an Excalibur +1.
Oh, there we go. We're in there. Get out of here, Thorhammer -3. Or Ice Sword +1.
Friendship ended with Ice Sword +1. Excalibur +1 is my new best friend. And oh god, Kraken is big, beefy, and fatal.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that, I don't know. Maybe you need defenses 100% mandatory here?
Anyway, here's a 5 fighter screen on Crabcake's side.
Hey, Crabcake shoving the robot out the airlock.
And immediately getting jumped for her crimes against android kind.
Well, I wonder with NPC Guillotine if that you can walk into the window after talking to it.
Huh? I mean, it might be worth checking out later. Question, chat, what are the monster stats on this seat? 200% enemies, 230% bosses, all clamp. Why? Because Caleb and Crabcake wanted it that way. As for how Caleb is moonwalking, to answer the question in chat, science. Not really, he just edited his map sprites to be backwards. But, anyway, get your, bless RNGs out for this being the worst war mech ever.
I mean, 200% would be pretty bad.
And these can go up to 230%. But yeah, for those of you who've shown up late and are wondering what the stipulations of this matchup are, it's basically just a Sky Week seed from the Spring Tournament with a required war mech and clamps. But, let's see what terrible things are about to happen to Crabcakes' party.
Time to chug a bunch of heal potions and let the empties roll off the bridge.
I mean, the good news is they'll probably burn up in the atmosphere and not actually, like, pollute anything.
I mean, they'll hit a few satellites on the way down.
I mean, it's fine. We live in a medieval setting, so it's not going to do anything.
All right. Stack the evasion. Very important.
Mm-hmm. Lit 2 rolls out. And she's going to go ahead and start power bonking with Hans. And Inferno comes out.
Oh, good thing we have ribbons here.
Yep. And now we know that that's not going to be seen in Topher. And that is a stupidly evasive war mech.
It's cool though, Locke never misses. So we have a fix for that.
I think I'm seeing a small hole in your plan there, Edge, but I'll let you contemplate on it, see if you can put it together.
It's alright, the developers missed that one too.
2 hits for 428, so Hans at least doing something, and Dan, he's helping. So it looks like Crab Cakes has done about 1,500 damage so far to Warmech. If I'm any judge.
1,501. Thanks, Dan.
Anyway, she's made it through Warmech. Her party's in averaging about level 30. And Caleb has his cube.
Yeah, not even healing. Alright, cool.
I mean, she's got a Bane sword. And that was 3 hits for 3 damage on Tia 2, or Tia 1.
It's okay, the S-Sword crit, we're fine.
Bane Strat's coming out as she realizes that this Tiamat is going to dodge a lot of things, and then not really take much damage for everything else. We have no choice but to poison.
The old 1 in 7. Let's see if she can break Hype's record.
What's the record?
I mean, Hype's missed like 18 Banes in a Tiamat fight.
Well, she's up to, I think, 5 or 6 right now. Yeah, no, I don't blame her for not trying to swing. She's dealt about 200 damage after about 3 rounds of swings who are around level 30. That's a point where you're better off baning. I think that's her 7th attempt now. Number 8.
Oh, have we looped through all the magic already?
I think we have.
Alright, well at least there wasn't anything horrific in there.
That would have been tragic if she'd slept the Bane fighter. See, here's the real problem is, yeah, Crab Cakes only has heal potions, and I think she might still have a heal stick somewhere. Finally, I think that was like 11 tries, 12. Anyway, Air Orb's lit.
That seems about right.
So, here's the thing, though. Caleb might be in a little bit of trouble. Because, yeah, he's probably not going to open the box that had the Bane Sword in it.
It'll be fine. He's got Power Gauntlet. He's got Sun Sword. All set for this.
He doesn't have the power gauntlet.
No? Well, then he's just screwed.
That was at the ferry, so, yeah. He's probably not going to pick up that Mazza or the X-Cal unless he just decides to loot Sky 3 on a lark, but he is going to go fight Carrie first. And yeah, Crabcakes has gone back to Volcano to check the chests she skipped before, because hashtag Never Earth. She also could decide to go down to Marsh Cave. I mean, she probably won't, but she could. I'm just saying that Marsh Cave is technically an option. Technically. But yeah, no, she is heading straight to Earth Cave, so...
Which do you never want to do more? Well, we've just found out.
Alright, she is about to have her Oxyale, and she will be in go mode.
I wonder how many times she'll open the chest, though.
No, she just opts for, banging her head into the wall repeatedly.
It's okay, she's got a ribbon +4, barely even felt it.
Probably. But yeah, so at about an hour and 30 minutes, Crabcakes is in go mode.
Yeah, now the question is, how many times through Temple of Fiends are we gonna go through here?
I'm gonna guess at least twice from the winner. I'm gonna go a step further. I think Lich is gonna wipe someone at least once.
Vanilla Lich, with double the health.
Mm-hmm. And max evade. I mean, y'all are talking like Caleb doesn't have a chance, but never underestimate the cruelty of Topher. The floater was in the adamant chest in the floating fortress, Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to bane chaos, right?
Sometimes. I'm honestly not sure what Caleb is still opening boxes looking for. I mean, maybe in the hopes that he bumps into the Mazza?
I think these are just greed checks at this point.
Yeah.
He even throws the opal armor out, because when am I ever gonna use a floater?
I mean, he really probably isn't. And he really doesn't need it. Like, the only thing that he would potentially really benefit from with that floater is being able to equip the X-Cal +1 if he found it.
Or cast Invis 2 a lot.
Okay, so there are two things that he would benefit from, but he does at least have the white shirt now, so... he has that going for him.
Hooray, so Kraken will kill him with 2 hits instead of 1.
No, Kraken will... Oh, yeah, Kraken might... Well, no, Kraken was swinging for like 11 hits. That's kind of the other thing, is, Crabcake still has to kill that Kraken, and that was not an easy ask.
And then to handle. How
Well,
much experience do you get for killing these bats anyway?
I don't think you get experience for it. I think this is just raw bloodlust on her part.
Oh, so it's just a good experience, though.
Your effort is respected, even if the end result leaves much to be desired. What I appreciate is she took steps out of her path to kill that bat. Like that is a level of mal taunting the animal. So, when we get the feedback, Lich is going to already be dead, right?
I mean, the feed is already back, and not only is Lich dead, Carrie is too.
Okay. I apparently need to refresh what I'm watching. Okay, yeah, there we are. So yeah, Crabcakes is now on her way to a long-delayed sea shrine. She checks to make sure she has her Oxyale. By which I mean she uses a tint. And she is on her way to fight a squid. A very punchy squid. A very swole squid. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's never over until someone kills Chaos. Temple of Fiends can kill you at literally every time. At literally any time. And yeah, honestly, I don't know if we've really seen too much in the way of bad things so far.
I mean, the bad things in Temple of Fiends are pretty special, so.
Yeah, they put on Cyranus. So yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, Crabcakes has Ruse on these knights, a white shirt, a defense sword, and a power bonk. But, if she didn't have the Bane sword, that Tiamat 1 would have kept her busy for a while. And, baning the Fiends is not a trivial task in the Temple of Fiends Revisited. And she's probably going to need Bane sword strats to get through Kraken 1 as well. And besides that, her only the only healing both of these players have are heal potions. So yeah, there's still a lot that can go wrong for both of these runners in Temple of Fiends Revisit. And again, that's assuming that Kraken 1 isn't about to give Crabcakes a headache. Because we saw what he did to Caleb's party, and yeah.
It'll be fine. There's a lot of evasion there.
Alright, let's just try and do math on Twitch real quick. So, Crabcakes' options are White Shirt, Invis 2, and Ruse. If one fighter white shirts and the other 2 ruse, that's 3 stacks of evasion on 2 and 1 stack on 1. If all 3 ruse, then that's 3 stacks of evasion. That's 2 stacks of evasion on all 3. If 2 of them invis 2 and the last one white shirts, that's 3 stacks of evasion.
Yeah, I think 1 ruse and 2 invis 2 is the way to go. That way you end up with 2-4-2. You're going to end up with only 1 person alive anyway. It's just a matter of how quick do you get to that.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the the chandelier scene with Clue and the revolver all over again.
Yeah, that seems accurate. But yeah, so it's one of those things like, the problem is Crabcakes doesn't have the foreknowledge that she needs to basically, like, evade up whoever has the Bane Sword as quickly as possible, to avoid that Kraken horrifically murdering her party.
I think she might, and that's why she kind of saved this one for last.
No, she saved this one for last because she didn't have Oxyale until 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, she didn't. Until then.
Like, she kinda had to save Kraken for last. She didn't have a choice. That's not how the video game works.
She would have done it anyway.
No, she would have done Earth last. She already tried to do Earth last. It just didn't work. So Caleb, finally finding a ribbon.
Yeah, the defense sword. Hooray, game is completable. Question mark.
Later, having to grind the party to 50.
Hooray.
Alright, so let's find out what happens. Oh, there was Cure 2 available. So she burned up someone's Invis 2 charges. So 1 stack of invisibility, 3 stacks of invisibility. Dan barely survives, but there's 4 stacks of invisibility on Hans. 5 stacks. 4 stacks on Chad, and Dan is dead.
Dan is Dan.
And in spite of having almost max evade on Hans, Kraken is still landing hits. Fortunately, Crabcakes is managing to actually hit Kraken, so she gets through it with only 1 loss. Gregory, to answer your question, they've made multiple dips into both dungeons. Crabcakes went all the way to the incentive chest in Sky to get the floater and then left. Caleb checked every chest in C and then died against Kraken and then left. Crabcakes went back to Sky and cleared it. Caleb has now gone to Sky and Crabcakes has gone to C. She has lit all 4 orbs though, so that's a thing. Well, I don't think that this Topher is going to be that bad. Maybe. I don't think we're going to get to the... My eyes are slow, Edge. How many heal potions does Crabcakes have?
Enough.
Okay.
I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at those egg boys. What kind of trouble are they gonna get into?
Well, for starters, they're skipping Sky 1, which is a wise choice. I don't think we saw anything of value here. Alright, thank you, chat. Crabcakes does apparently have all of the heal pots she can carry, so... Caleb? Caleb?
He doesn't need it. He's fine. He's fine. Gotta go fast, right? And what's faster than not using all that shit?
No. Caleb just forgot that he didn't have... That's an incentive chest.
He's moonwalking in school.
So anyway, Caleb finds Maxwell's silver hammer, opens the loot slab, and we are now in the part of the Temple of Fiends where things start to get bad.
The whole thing?
Well, no. Up until you move the loot slab, it's generally stuff you've already seen. And then at this point, you start seeing things like worms with, over 550 HP.
I mean, you have the best possible party for fighting worms, though, so probably not a big issue for Sisu.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, with the clamps on, you see some hefty things in this dungeon.
Was there a house in the incentive chest?
I think there was. Fortunately, the first unrunnable fight we see in here is Mud Goals. They're dead now. Caleb is going to go ahead and check the greed chests. And is at least going to have this Xcal +1.
Right, died from
Alright, come on, Lich 2. Let's see what you're made of. Huh? He's at least got some absorb on him. I mean, he still dies, but that was not a slacker of a Lich 2. It took 3 swings to drop him.
Hooray, the second ribbon.
Meanwhile, CC getting Hans healed up. At least enough. Looks like she's opting to just heal these fighters up to the point where they can survive a nuke. Which is not the worst idea.
I don't know. Are you sure it's just not the bloodlust being unquenchable?
Maybe a little column A, a little column B. Bright side is, Caleb has arrived at the Bridge of Destiny. This Warmech had less than 2,000 HP. The big thing was it just had a good bit of evasion. He does not have the advantage of a power bonk, but, he might be able to crit his way out of this mess. Also, don't bother getting your Bless RNGs in chat. We have a required Warmech today. He will be fighting big and metallic.
Yeah, maybe bust him out during the fight.
The way carry 2 forcing crab cakes to at least do a little bit of defensive buffing. And goes down like a sack of wet bricks. And now we are on to Kraken.
Isn't that what you have when the bricks aren't finished?
I mean, okay, here's the thing. Who even transports bricks?
The brick sacker? Come on, man.
Okay, that's not a thing, Edge.
As far as you know.
Okay. Does Job Dwarf in Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise say at any point that he is a brick sacker? No? Then it's not a real job. Checkmate.
God, you're even worse than the unemployment office, you know that?
Yeah. I heard that enough from my exes. So anyway, I haven't really gotten a chance to see what this Kraken has in the tank yet. And the answer appears to be a sword in his...
So, whole lot of nothing.
Vampires apparently hit like a truck, though.
As they do.
Yeah, but that's particularly trucky for a vampire.
Oh, down goes Dan. Dan is namesake.
But the life casts come out, and Crabcakes is needing to ration these heal potions. She does have a Cure 2 lying around, so she's got that going for her. Meanwhile, Caleb is still fighting Mormek.
It's fine. Dan can be remotely useful even at 1 health, so we're good.
Three hits, 115. That suggests a fairly robust Tia 2. She throws at a stop. That doesn't do much good. Yeah, that power bonk is probably about to come into play against this Tia 2.
That's a good amount of damage.
Yeah. She's still standing is the thing.
Little wobbly, though.
Yeah. She is basically going to skid into chaos with, basically... I think she has just enough heal potions left and Cure 2s to, like, get this party back up to full health.
All you need, nothing more.
Yeah, Siren is pointing out in chat, that's not the odds of Crabcakes losing there. That's someone in our in the back of the stream going ahead and plugging in a time. Also, good old there to take one punch from chaos.
I was gonna say she's got better odds than that. And yeah, well, Caleb, not surviving against Warmack.
Yeah, that lack of power gauntlet actually probably is mattering for him, because we know that both Mormek and Tia 1 were very... Anyway, Crabcakes piling on the Invis 2s as quickly as her party can get him up.
Oh, we even woke up the napping night. Hell yeah. Oh, they lived! They lived!
I am honestly impressed. That is honestly hilarious.
That's how you draw it up, right?
No one makes that plan. Are you crazy? That being said, Chaos is taking 3 hits for 3 damage from the rest of the party. Oh no, that was 5 hits for 5! And that was a single hit that crit for 100.
Oh yeah, 5 for 5. Let's go to Arby's.
So she is going to be power bonking for a little while.
A little bit.
I swear, if Zzz survives this fight, I'm gonna laugh. Unfortunately, Chaos seems more interested in ineffectually swinging at the party than doing anything threatening. So, 4 hits... Was that 4 hits for 390?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well...
I'm more amazed that the Excal is actually critting. This is such a good flag.
That one extra point in the crit rate column.
It's like a 40% boost.
Oh, hi, Nuke.
It's high nuke.
So,
Morphs.
Tier 2's coming out to try and keep the one character who can hit Chaos alive, in the fear that Chaos might bust out. What if he has Cure 4?
I'm gonna laugh so hard. Slow 2 would be pretty bad as well.
Yeah, both of those seem like they'd be real bad, but unfortunately for our entertainment, Chaos proving to prefer to be more of a brawler than a caster. Which just sounds to me like the Cure 4 is going to come out at an opportune moment.
I mean, nobody wants to be a wheel on furniture, right?
Well, he at least had 2 nukes.
Hey, we're not caught up yet. Let's make this interesting. GG.
Yep, that is a GG for Crab Cakes with an official SRL time of... I can't actually see, but I'm going to assume it's 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 40 seconds.
I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, she will not be joining us in chat, in voice chat, as is tradition, but we do have Caleb here. Hi, Caleb.
Hello. What a wretched thing that was.
So the real question we have, how on earth were you figuring out your route? Were you just, rolling a d20 on your desk every time you needed to decide where you were going?
Well, I forgot that I had the ruby. So when whatever fetch quest that was bottomed out at the opal bracelet, I was like, cool, well, my galaxy brain found the loose oxyale, and I have to go to sea because it's either the canoe's either in sea or Earth Cave. And then I cleared out the mermaid side and saw the ruby in my inventory, and I was like, maybe Kraken will be squishy, maybe I can just knock this out while I'm here. Cleared it out, didn't find anything. Kraken wasn't having any of my mess, so then I went back and forgot to save and reset out of Trance Gerwolves and was back in Onrak, and was at that point I was like, well, I just lost the race, like there's no way, because like the ruby's gonna be the canoe. And then it was, and then I was like, all right, well, let me just start going fast now. And I went to Ice Cave because I knew I needed to start clearing stuff out, and I found the loose key, and I was like, okay, well, that's both loose. I might have an advantage if she skipped Earth.
Which she did.
Yeah, but like I knew it wouldn't. If I had an advantage, I lost it the minute I went to Onrak. Because had I gone to Ice, which is what I would have done after getting the canoe, I would have got the key. And yeah, that was bad. And I was like, well, let me just do Volcano while I'm here. And I was like, no, let me finish clearing out these incentives, just because if I get the floater, I'll be able to get to Volcano and all the other dungeons a lot quicker. So I went back to Waterfall, and yeah, it was just bad.
Well, Crab Cakes is in chat now and asking if you found the Vorpal.
I did find the Vorpal -5. The best weapon I had was that Sun 5. Like, that was so good. I think, what was my best absorb?
I think
59.
It was a thing.
Armor didn't roll very kind. Neither did the swords. I was hoping and then once I found the 2 ribbons in the defense, like once I found the white shirt in Volcano, I was like, I'm golden. I got evasion magic. I'll check a couple boxes in Mirage. I'll definitely route in less than greater than, because I always skip it and it always burns me. And then I found defense in a ribbon, I was like, now I'm just gonna check Sky 3 and I'm done. And forgot to check. And then I forgot Warmech was required. So that was I would have left as soon as I got the floater had I remembered that Warmech was required. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah, Crab Cakes did remember the war mech, so she bailed after she found the floater, which worked out for the best because she got the power bunk
Yeah.
out of the ferry.
Yeah. Did she find Masa?
Yeah, it was a -2 sword. And I believe it was... Wasn't it on Sky 3? Or was it on Sky 2? It was on... Yeah, that's right. It was in the upper left-hand room on Agama, along with the Bane sword.
Ah, that would have been nice to have. Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean if it's any consolation, even if you had made it through Warmech, you were probably not making it through Tia. She was even more evasive than Warmech.
Ugh.
Like, to the point where Crab Cakes just gave up on trying to hit her and just threw like 12 Bane swords at her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Yeah. It's crazy, because, like, we didn't even modify the flags for, like, boss percents. It's just straight up...
Yeah, no, y'all just clamped them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the only thing y'all did was clamp, so...
I forgot we did that, too. I probably should have read the flags. That would have... Yeah, had I read the flags, I probably would have routed... I would probably strategize that a little bit differently, because that explains why Kraken was such a pain in the butt, too.
Okay, Crab Cake's correcting. She didn't feel... She wasn't just giving up on hitting Tia. She just wanted to land the Bane.
Oh, okay. And then, like, when I was getting close to, like, the 130 mark and CC hadn't finished, and I was just, like, floundering about, I was like, either she's doing some cheeky solo fighter crap, or she's trying to instant kill every boss. Because I was like, there's no way. And then, like, we're getting closer to the 2-hour mark, and I was like, how is she not done? Like, there's no way.
No, so 130 was the point where she found the Oxy.
Wow.
Like, for the record, it was 1 hour and 30 minutes before she actually went to Earth and got the Oxyale.
Wow. Well, I was talking to the people in voice chat before we started, and I was like, every time if I find a canoe or canal before going to Marsh, before Marsh is required, I'm going to Marsh. And then if I get early rod and early canal, like Marsh is required, I'm going to clear Earth. And then sure enough, I did that, and there was the Oxyale. So if I could play better,
they were all...
If my brain could be inside the body of a better player,
that would generally help.
I need a mech suit. Where's Fizzle? So that was fun. I hope it was at least entertaining. I mean,
it was very entertaining.
Yeah,
because like there was a good stretch of it where it was just like, yeah, if Caleb makes a couple of right plays here, he's into this, because Crab Cakes is going to be every other box in the game looking for that Oxyale, because she's not going to Earth Cave.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, oh well. At least she's a part of the Irongol now, so I'll gladly sacrifice my ranks for that.
Yep. Congratulations, Crab Cakes. You're now stuck as part of this stupid competition.
Hey, you love this competition.
Yeah, I do.
So don't call it stupid.
I'll call it stupid if I want. I call a lot of things I love stupid.
Well, Fizzle, I'm coming for your last place, bud.
I think... Isn't Dark Moon currently last place?
Oh, crap. Dark Moon, I'm coming for your last place.
Should we just have a matchup between you two, the race for the bottom?
Yeah, Dark Moon, unmute and get in here if you're.
All right, so I think we got to have a fatal 3-way between me, Fizzle, or fatal 4-way. Yeah, me, Fizzle, Dark Moon, Min. Yeah, let's. All right,
there you have it, folks. Tune in next Monday for
I don't know about Monday.
A fatal 4-way. Okay, tune in at some point
Yeah, definitely at some point. Oh yeah, that's good. It's gonna be super hype.
Or are y'all doing that? Yeah, so if y'all are still watching, I would direct your attention to chat. You can find the Discord link there. If you're not already on the Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer Discord, I would suggest joining so you can find out when more of this crap is happening. Also, we have the spring tournament thing going on. Caleb, don't forget that there's an incentive sky chest this week.
Right. Where?
Yeah.
Wait. Which box? I can only find loose items, but I can't find incentivized items.
Fair enough. But, yeah, also be sure to follow Rafe Hates Caleb. Be sure to follow Crab Cakes too. Don't pay attention to chat for the restreamer and the tracker. Pay attention to what is on the screen, or was on the screen. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, be sure to check all those people out. Don't worry about me and Edge, we're not worth it. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, congratulations to Crab Cakes, who has already declared her intention to go after Spell Zap.
And
if y'all enjoy stupid, dumb flags, then man, you've been missing out if you haven't been checking out the Irongol stuff, because it's nothing but stupid, dumb flags. I think the closest that we've come to people running sane flags turned into an 8-hour Chaos Rush marathon. So even when the flags aren't stupid, they're still run in a stupid way. So anyway, yeah, we do also have the spring tournament going on, and that will be a blast as well. So come back, enjoy. Edge, why don't you go ahead and take us home?
Keep an eye out for the Spring 2020 tournament reveal coming at 9 Eastern, right? On Randomania Prep?
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We get to see 3-0s and 2-1s get paired off, so it's going to be a bloodbath. If you enjoyed this, the reveal's going to be even more fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks again to... Let's see. Oh, we have the right people on there this time. Yeah, thanks again to Dark Moon for doing the restream, and Ragnarok for doing the tracking, and Randomania for hosting us while we do this this very, very silly seed. And thanks for hanging out. If you liked what you saw, follow the channel, follow the runners. Hope you all have a good night.